Good evening, guys, and I am back with one more SPY technical analysis and finding out the levels. Okay, last 2 days, if I talk about SPY, right, it is doing the move which was not expected in the market, right? And why it is happening? So there were two events occurred. One of them was Nvidia earning, right? And another was this Europe tariffs reduction of 50% news, right? So think about it, guys, like what is happening in the market right now. So take it like this, right? The It's a war between bulls and the bears, right? And whoever, you know, get more hold or dominate the market, they will be the winner. Okay. Now, let's talk about a market start like past week. Yeah, I will take it from there because there is a reason. We should understand why the market is behaving like this, right? So, one thing I'm very clear what happened is 23rd May, right? It was a Friday last week. And what exactly happened? The bears were all, it was all going well. Okay, it was all going well, and bears were doing what it's supposed to do. As from the technical perspective, it was all going well. So if I show you the 4 hour, bulls were bears were supposed to touch this 4 hour, like this gap. There was a huge gap, which was this gap I'm talking about, between this. Okay, between 573 to 565. This level is still in unmitigated, and this level has a huge gap. So market was all going well. As per technical perspective, we should suppose to touch 565 for a healthy, momentum towards upside. But this doesn't happen. And that is what makes the market like this right now, right? Sometimes you see there's a lot of volume, sometimes you see there is no volume. If you are trying to take trades, when you think like every condition is met, now let's buy a put or let's short the market, it reverse immediately, right? When you think all conditions are meeting right now for the call side or buy long, they reverse immediately. Why it is happening? So the simple reason I'm telling you is this havoc last Friday created all this mess because this last Friday what happened is, let me show you now 15 minutes. So first try to understand this. They should supposed to touch this level 565, and from there the market should see good reaction. But this doesn't happen. They reverse it right before that. Not even, like the 4 hour bottom, which was 571, they reverses from 573. However, it should supposed to come to 565. That was the bear's target. Okay. But since the reverses in the middle of bear's operation, because it is a process, right? The bears has a target and bulls also has a target. So bear's target did not complete last Friday. And they were thinking that we can take this further down on Monday, right? Because if you look at the red days, how many red days they have in line before this happen. One, two. So at least whenever the red day starts, at least we got three red days, four red days in a row. But right now we have more green days instead of red days. So let's go back to our 4 hour charting and see what exactly happened, right? So if we could have a 565, then we could see a good momentum towards upside. That is how it should supposed to work, right? Or either the bottom of this candle, which was 571, but this doesn't happen. So if this doesn't happen, it means the bear got trapped badly here at 571, right? And I'm saying bear it like it's big hedge funds, you know. Oh, they are market movers, not just retail trader they don't even count. So think about in this way that now they got trapped. So if they got trapped here, what will happen? They are looking for bulls to come back to this level, which is 573, right? And first bullish news came on Monday that market tanks to 584, right? And sorry, it's not even 584 directly, like from here the market went up to here. Yesterday this was a Nvidia earning actually. So this was Nvidia earning, and right before that this is the market opens on this Monday was closed, right? So 27. So look at 27. This was 27. So because they got the news right in the on Sunday, Saturday, and that is where the market opens on Tuesday. This is pre-market and this market open at 591. So think about the people or the institutional who were thinking that their positions gonna see another red day. They got completely trapped here. They are still trapped. Okay. So now what they want from market is that if they got trapped here, because they are bigger players, right? They don't just give up like this. Like if they trapped here, they will just take a stop loss. No. How they played the game, right? They now they will look for a bigger support from other bears. When I say other bears, maybe from other institutionals. But there are institutions who are always bullish as well, like hedge funds. There are funds which always think positive, right? They always wanted to buy in the market. So this news push here, and obviously there was Nvidia earning, and somehow the Nvidia earning got positive, and that was a positive reaction from Nvidia, which takes the market or which tanks the market to 598. And I told you yesterday that, not even yesterday, even my previous video, that we are this is 4 hour resistance. So think about it, is not a 5 minute or 15 minutes resistance, it is a 4 hour resistance. So for to break 4 hour resistance, can SPY break it when it comes over the gaps? If you have a gap, if SPY has a weak base, can it go above without filling that particular gap? The answer is no. SPY still has to fill this gap. It is an important gap to go, more side up momentum, to look for the more side upside momentum, right? So this is how the process works, right? Right now the bears want bulls to test this 565 to show that these were the real institutional buyers over at this place, right? So that is what they are trying right now, and that's the reason, right? I mean, whenever we see, like even after Nvidia earning, the good rejection level was 599, right? Because 599. Even they did not let them reach there. The five we write from, because 599 has a wick. So wick means a bigger orders, right? Which are ready to just short the market. So they got filled, right? And that's how we started to see sell right in the morning, even in the pre-market. So bear started to play their game, and now their try is to tap this 565 level, which is untapped. But now the bigger problem is we got another gap, right? And so let me tell you which is another gap. So market, like when the Nvidia earning comes, right? After this 598. So okay, there was no gap, but this 598 move, right? That is what the problem is. So right now the good buy level, right? I mean, now think about. So today they tested 598, they tapped. Is still this 599 is a level which is still will act as a resistance when bulls will reach there. So to stay, healthy, what bulls has to do? Bulls has to take one more pullback up to maybe 580 or 579, right? And require other bulls to support them to break this particular zone, to break this particular zone, right? Because this particular zone can only be break when spy will does not have any good gaps. But we have two gaps slightly sitting here. One was this, which is between 565 to 570, and another gap created here, which is from 581 to 584, right? So this gap, so there are two gaps which has to fill, and how they will fill, that we will discuss now. Okay, so now you got the logic why we have this kind of market, because these bulls sitting here, sorry, these bears sitting here got trapped, and they want all the bears to help them to come back to this place, so they can be take their money out. But right now the big money sitting here, and where the market goes, when I say big money sitting here, means the big liquidity is sitting right here, because lot of positions was there which was supposed to be taken on that day, right? So they all position, the small position obviously get exhausted or get out from the market when we see this kind of movement, right? Now think about, so now let's discuss the market for tomorrow, what it can do, right? So now you got the logic why we have such kind of market behavior, because we have some position sitting right here and there are gaps in the market. When I say use the term gaps, it means there was nothing in the middle, it just went straight up, right, without touching anything. So it was from 578 to 584. So first level, very level for tomorrow to watch is this, the wick of this candle, right? And let me turn this color to yellow, I guess, or blue. All right, let me do blue. So this will be our first support for tomorrow, right? Let's go back to 15 minutes time frame. So I wanted to see a level where we can see some support. Let's go back to 15 minutes now. All right. So if we look at 15 minutes time frame, I draw this blue line, right? 584.22 because that is where they tapped previously in the previous session. And here we have a gap. So this will be your, guys, this is the last hope of bulls. If they able to save this particular, if they able to defend it, their position at this level, which is 584 dot 37, right? Yeah, 584.37 or 30. So bulls, this will be the last hope for the bulls. If any selling comes right in the pre-market tomorrow, if it's gaps down or anything, 584 is the level where we can see some buy. I mean, this is the entire buy zone from 585 to 566, right? I think they tapped 586 already. You see this, guys? I'm telling you, it's gonna go to 578 again. Yes, I was bullish in my previous video, but what happened is they tap how many times in the day before pre-market, they tap, we see good reaction, they try to tap again, we see good reaction. So let's see, this level is really, very crucial. 586 zone. So 586 zone to 584, I mean the wick was here because they got the order filled. So this, I can say this 580 zone, 586 and 580 zone, this is very crucial level. This is very crucial level. Let me draw a rectangle for you guys for tomorrow. If you want to buy or any position want to open, look for this level. Look for this level and then like enter the position with a stop loss below 584.37. That is where, if that, if they unable to hold at this level, then we can see 578 it in no time, right? So this is the level on 15 minutes, right? So if this breaks tomorrow and hold, when I say hold, right, you see this blue line, right? And then we can see this stepping to blue line, which is, I find it out how the I'd find out by looking at 4 hour. I think this was a gap, right below that we see a good gap. That's why I get, yeah, because we see this wicks, the order filled at these wicks. So 584.37 or 22, low 37. So 584.37, that's how we got it. But above this we have 585.72. So these are the two levels which act as a support for tomorrow. Okay, so think about, if you are planning to buy on a long side, then this will be the level, like this is our demand zone up to here between 584 to 585. So I am hoping, tomorrow pre-market, either they will test this in pre-market, right, or they will test this in maybe tonight. But if this level break, right, 584.37, we will see again back to 578. And this is a bigger trend line is also coming. This trend line coming from 4 hour. So I am hoping they will respect this trend line. If this trend line got respected by bulls or bears, then we will see another high. Otherwise, like guys, what gonna happen is, right in pre-market they will test the level, or they might try to break the level. If they break the level and if this level become resistance 584, then I'm telling you guys, we gonna see a good sell until 578 on 15-minute charts. It's clear. So if this breaks tomorrow in the morning, right, then we can see a good selling up to 578. So keep the level in mind. This is your critical level, 584 and 585. Let me write it down for you. Let me write it down. 584 to 585. Below that, we can see a good drawdown. We can see a good selling up to 578. I am hoping they will not do this in pre-market. If they does, then we can see, like, and tomorrow is option expiry for Friday, right? So tomorrow they can do anything. So all target will be, like this bear, like the bear are trapped here. So keep this level in mind, which is 573.25. They wanted to test 565 last week, but they could not able to. Right? So, and my God, tomorrow will be interesting, guys. I mean, look at these level 584 and 585 zone. If this breaks, we're gonna see 578. 578. Yeah. And this is very small zone, 578. So if we started to see some selling, good selling, and then selling will come quick without even stopping, like it will not stop in the middle because there is no gap, right? It will come quick. So cross your fingers for tomorrow. If you have any swing position for upside, then watch for these levels, 584.37, right? This should not break. If that breaks and hold, like, because the volume is low, very low these days, so they will not just break in one go, right? They will break. How they will break? Let me show you. So they will break like this, right? They will tap here, they will come, and then they will retrace, come, retrace, come, retrace. Here, just be careful at trend line. This is a 4-hour trend line. If they respect it, they will be able to take this back, right? So 580 is one level, like close. This is close to 580. I mean, I'm this particular thing, right? So we cannot ignore this level also, like, right, close to. I mean, I never see any selling here, but it's a small selling, a small buying over here. So this is a chance they will come back to 580 and then take it to 584 from where the real selling starts. And then, like, the selling will come back like this. This is resistance, and then another, another rug pull, right? So if you are doing tomorrow trading, these are the important level I just told you, 584 and 585. Breaking of these levels can bring market to 581, which is a first support, and then 578. Right? However, the market will not just go in one go, like they can see like this kind of choppy behavior, right? As you always see, like this, right? So this kind of behavior is expected in the market tomorrow. So let's see, the bears open in the morning, they tapped, One more time, bulls will come back with the strength, couldn't able to cross this change of structure here. If they, because today the bear shows they are the, like they have strength in selling. So up to here, come up to here, which is 586, and then again one more selling up to at this point, come back here, and then again maybe they will respect the trend line. Entire day will be like choppy like this, right? And then we may see a selling from here like this up to 578. So these are the targets for tomorrow, right? However, for the upside, this is the bearish scenario which I just discussed with you, right? I mean, what could go wrong tomorrow in the pre-market or the post-market? Because like once the position started to take off, right, when they started to do a selling, everyone started to take the stop loss, which is a wrong strategy. Right, I know like you have a stop loss to save yourself, but these days markets are like very wild. It does not even respect stop loss, right? So let me see. All right, so now what we can do is I just draw this one. So these are the levels I just told you. Which one? This 584 to 585 zone. This should work as a very good support. So I will definitely take one risk if I see the position is holding or the SPY is holding in this zone. I will definitely take one risk because this is a good buy zone. If we failed here, like I mean, think about like if the market comes really crazy and break 584 dot maybe 32 or something, right? Then what will happen? Then we will see a small pullback here and then again a retracement to this level, which is 578 or 580. At this level we can see buy again at this level, right? So my take would be, if I would enter on a call side or long, I will only buy if we touch this 578 level tomorrow. Otherwise I am not gonna take open any position. Okay, all right, this is the bearish scenario. All right, in bull scenario, as I told you, how many time it rejected at this particular zone, which was like 590 and 592. A lot, right? I do not have even any liquidity right here, but what I can suggest, this 589 and 590 level, if does not break, man, I'm telling you, we can see new lows in the market. So in the pre-market, if SPY is able to break 590 and making this as a support, right, means when I say support, so what can go happen, like this particular 590, right? If this break and then support retracement, then we can see new high. So if the structure goes like this, market open 4 a.m, SPY break 592, and then we'll test again this, not in one go, but like it will do like this: retracement, retracement, and retracement. That's how it's gonna work for the bulls case. So for bearish scenario, the 584 level is very crucial. If this break, then we can see 578. For bullish action, we can see if market able to break this 591 consolidation area right in the morning. If that happen, guys, I'm telling you, we can see a good buy on SPY until until 590, like 598, because this is where we see the selling start day yesterday. All right. So this is how I am thinking. You can look this video couple of times to understand why. I mean, I'm on what side right now. I'm still thinking right as a bullish scenario, because Nvidia earning just came in, and the Nvidia cannot be just go down like this, right? Maybe there are people who are still, who they, lots of have them has been dumb, but when this stock comes as a positive during the earning, I see that stock try to stay green for couple of days, and that is where it adds new buyer in the market. If that, and Nvidia, like it's a good weightage on QQQ and SPY. So that's the reason, that's the only reason that's making me thinking as little bullish. But as I told you, I given you the level, watch for it, 584 and 585. If break, then like it will do a small retracement. Try to see if they cross, able to cross 584, and then we can see another low. Right, guys. So that's all I have in my mind. And in the morning, if they able to clear this 590 and 591, then we can see all new time high up to 630. All right. So this is what my take on SPY for tomorrow. So okay, now couple of things. So I'm seeing a lot of people are upset and taking stop losses. So the key thing of doing, if you are into options, right? Do not open any bigger position. And the reason is why? Because in the market there is no volume these days. And whenever you open a new big position, that is the volume for the for both the department. When I say department, bulls and the bear, and that is the volume for both of them. So you are the one who is providing them volume and liquidity. So as soon as you open the position, they can attack it, because now, as I told you, right, like both are trapped right now. The bulls are trapped right here, and the bears. I told you the scenario how they got trapped. So that's the reason. Either that's why you're seeing that whenever you put a stop loss, it is hitting immediately. So instead of taking bulk position, just take one con at a time, or divide your portfolio. So suppose you have $500. So think about five trades, not just one trade and put all your money. Right, in this way, like you can save, like you will be saved. So suppose on each $100 you are thinking maximum loss I can take is $20. So you have five position in a day, and total loss will be $100 at the end of the day. But think about like your scenario, you open a bigger position with some 50, like 10 cons, and each cost like $50. And the end of the day, if that comes to half, 50%, then you are losing $250, right? So that is where your management should kick in. Don't just fall for the traps. Like traps, when I say trap, that suppose if it is going up on the news, right, and what you're gonna do is you are just trying to open a position, what will happen? They will just immediately eat up your position. This is the truth, right? I have been through all these kind of scenario, and that is why I would like you to control your emotions during the market, because and think about like this is a process. How the process, think like you are a manager of hedge fund, and this is your own account, that is your account of the customer which you are managing, and then started to think like a hedge fund, what they can do, right? What you will do if you will be a hedge fund manager. Think, started to think like that, right? And that is where would help you in understanding the market. All right, guys, so make sure you have stop losses. Stop losses should not be like very close, right? Think about like you're just thinking $5 they can take immediately, because if you are buying the position right in the middle, right? So suppose now it's a range. I given you the range for uh, tomorrow, right? This is entire range 598 to 584. The market will we can see the market will trade in this range only. I'm giving you this price range up to here. This is the price range for tomorrow. Let me put it both side. This is the price range for tomorrow. 14 points. 14 points. Yes. 584 to 598. All right, guys. 8490. Why it's saying 14.07? It's more. Anyway, I given you the range. Just follow this range. Look for it. 584 to 598. Do not try to enter in the middle, as I always say, because if you try to enter in the middle, you will be the liquidity for them and they will eat up your position. So if you want to open any long position, buy at this level and make sure your stop loss is 584 dot. That's a strict stop loss, because tomorrow is Friday and you don't know like what's going to happen in the next week, or if any news come during the weekends. Anyway, the next week is gonna be a June. That is what you need to understand. So my May is gonna be end. So they will ready the market structure for June. What they gonna do, right? So that is also you need to keep in mind what kind of market they can started to prepare in June. Or if you want, we can take a look how they perform in Zoom, right? So if I see 4 hours or one day and take it back to last year of June, what they did, April, May, June. So we see June, right? This open this June calendar. May, June. So if you look at June first, May they were positive in the starting of June. The June starts positive last year, right? And then it makes a good high in the June following to July. However, the August we started to see some selling at the end of August. Okay, now look back in 23, what happened in June. So June is looks like a positive month so far. So May, June. Okay, look at this one. Even in 2023, the June was positive most of the time. Okay, now like 2022 June. Oh, so June started here, but in 2022 we see lots of selling in the month of June. Yeah, entire June was negative. So since last 2 years the June was positive, there is a chances this year the June can started to see some negatives, right? Because the entire May was positive here. All right, I don't want to assume anything, but just on the past scenarios, I want to conclude some data. Anyway, what we have only data which is given here, and other side the market is a god. Treat him like a god, respect him, and don't try to just snatch money like from the market just in one go, because yeah, I know you can be successful, but the highly the probability of that is only 1%, not even 1%. The money inflow comes in the market, Okay, that's too much. Alright guys, so I already given you the level. I think I can talk entire day on this stock market, how to manage the position, how you can open the position, why we you are taking stop loss. Because this market, whenever you try, because look at this, these candles today, right? I mean, suppose someone take puts here, open puts here, right, and then take a stop loss, and then you see eventually the market come back, and then it gives those stop loss hit, and then again those position got green. So only thing I can suggest is, if you are taking a stop loss, it means there is something wrong with your position, or you have not done a proper homework, which is required every morning before trading hours. All right. The stop loss means you are doubting, and make sure any position you open, you are the one who is responsible for your position. No one else. No one else in this world asking you to open that position. You are the one. You should be full. So first you should start to take responsibility in the market, right? That is what the matter most, because if you do not, then what will happen? You will always work on tips, and tips, like tips are always, anyone can just suggest this is can happen. If I am doing analysis today, this is my analysis, this is how I am looking at market right now. What is your thinking? Look at my video and then think about your thinking. What do you think about the market? This is what I think. Like, we have only data, right? I can tell market only on the basis of data, and I do see this gap, and I'm thinking this gap has to fill again. And before, below that, there is one more gap which was up to 565. Even that has to be touched, because see, nothing is free, right? Here bulls just get the milk out of Nvidia, and they think like they can just cross the market in one go. No, bears also want them to struggle for everything. They trapped everyone right there, and then they bring it back to this level because they have to take their position out, right? So it's a fight between them. You are the one which just got stuck. So how you can win the fight? You can only win the fight when you buy at, at the real bottom. So what the real bottom for me is 578. I can wait. I can wait in this market until it's not hitting 578. Or if you want to go too early, too risky, then get into this zone. The all thing depends on the market, is just wait, have patience, and then buy what you want to buy. Like every morning, put some notes, put on yellow sticker, this is what your targets in the mind. In my mind now it's fixed. If 584 and 585 is not holding, we gonna see more lower low in the market, and consecutively, maybe not tomorrow, maybe it's in the next week, which is the starting of the June, right? And if this level able to hold, then we definitely, guys, we can see some upside momentum. But this 592 level is important resistance now. 592 to 592, because this previously was acting as a support. All right. So guys, this is all my levels. I Let me write it down. 584, 585 should hold. If not, then market can see up to here. 5 if it holds, then we can see first resistance at 590, 592, right? But I don't see much resistance sitting right here. If we able to break this 590 to 590 zone, 590, 591, then we can see new high up to 612, because they tapped the level already, right? That 4 hour level is also tapped now. The only level is not tapped right now is unmitigated is this 578. Otherwise they tested 586. Whatever the level was there to tap, they tapped it already. The only level is which is not tapped is this 578. All right, guys. So guys, just trade carefully, trade trade with cautions, trade with all your, you know, physically and mentally you are present at that place, and then you can trade. Always take a deep breath before do trading. All right, guys. I will not say much. I think I try to explain as much as I can. Please comment on this video. Let me know how you like it. I can always come up with some new concept or new ideas. I don't I am not using technical indicator. I try to explain as much as possible on the basis of candle data and the market structure. Alright guys, if you like it, please let me know in the comment. Thank you and have a good night. And have a safe trading for tomorrow, Friday, May 30th, end of month.